So since the last update that I did last week, there has been a ton that has happened in the crypto space on a huge level. And this potentially sets the stage for a massive continuation of the crypto bull market into the end of 2024 or maybe even into 2025. So pay attention to what I'm about to share in this update because it is very important for the future of crypto and it is very good that you are aware of this. If you're new, welcome. My name is Dirk. Subscribe to my channel down below or follow my page on Instagram. Smash the like button if you enjoy these updates. And as always, feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts. If you agree or you don't agree or you want to add anything to the point of the video, feel free to do so below. So the first major thing that has happened in the past couple of days is that the SEC actually ended up approving 8 Ethereum ETFs. This is absolutely huge news because at the beginning of the year, we got the Bitcoin ETF approval, which was already massive news because now with that ETF, it basically allows everyone who was previously not able to invest into crypto for whatever reason, whether it would be due to fear of not being compliant, due to not wanting to deal with having to hold the Bitcoin themselves and deal with the Trezor and exchanges and stuff like that, or simply just not being allowed to invest their funds or their investors' funds into crypto through an exchange like Coinbase. Well, now we have the ETF, which is the traditional vehicle that Wall Street is used to. So instead of actually going out and directly like signing up to Coinbase and buying Bitcoin yourself, you can just buy the Bitcoin ETF and have exposure to the volatility of Bitcoin. So that was at the beginning of the year. Now, just about 5 months later, we got approval of Ethereum as an ETF too, which is very interesting because Ethereum and Bitcoin obviously are fundamentally very different. Bitcoin is more like a store of gold, and while there are certain things that are being done on Bitcoin like ordinals and NFTs and things like that, basically Bitcoin has the longest track record, it is the most secure, and it isn't really a work in progress, whereas Ethereum is still being built right in front of our eyes. We had a massive transition from Ethereum's technical proof of work consensus mechanism to now proof of stake, but it is still constantly a work in progress, which means that there's obviously a lot of things that can still go wrong with Ethereum, and also the whole debate of whether Ethereum was a commodity or a security. Now, because they got approved now with this Ethereum ETF, it basically means that Ethereum or Ether is also a commodity, just like Bitcoin. So that's very interesting. And maybe it sets the stage for potentially also ETFs on other crypto altcoins, for example, Solana or XRP. There's already talks going on about this in the future. So this is a huge deal, as you can imagine, obviously, because it legitimizes crypto in a massive way. It is basically the government, the authorities, all the regulators are saying, hey, Bitcoin, now Ethereum, they're legit financial products, they're a legit asset class, and now Wall Street, the whole financial industry, the world can participate in these markets. And that obviously takes away a huge amount of the fear and the doubt and the uncertainty about crypto as a financial asset class going forward over the coming years. Now, there's basically no doubt about it, and it makes it much more likely that we will in future indeed see much more different commercial traditional finance type vehicles for crypto, for other altcoins, maybe for NFTs in future, maybe different funds. Who knows how this is going to play out, but basically it is a green light for crypto on basically a regulator level. Then the next huge thing that's happening at the moment is that obviously there are a lot of elections going on in the world. In fact, this year there are the most elections in history worldwide. It's not just the USA, obviously that's a big thing, but the most amount of countries are holding elections this year. So this is a massive amount of campaigning going on, obviously, because there are all these different candidates and politicians and campaigns going on of people promising all sorts of stuff to be able to get votes, to be able to secure their place in elections, right? So what is happening specifically now in the USA is that former President Donald Trump is coming out and he's starting to make all sorts of promises about crypto and that it is going to be legitimized, that crypto is going to be perfectly okay, that you can self-custody your Bitcoin, etc., etc. There was a very cool clip here. Let me play that for you for a second, what former President Trump said about crypto.
I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
So that is pretty wild, and it is a complete 180-degree change from the stance of politicians and regulators around the world a couple of years ago towards Bitcoin and towards crypto. Now it's like they're fully embracing it. And I know it's an election year and it's campaigns and people say things just to be able to get votes, but if this is followed through on even just in a small way, it really sets the stage for crypto becoming the future of finance and becoming much, much bigger than it already is. So between the Ethereum ETFs being approved, between Donald Trump being especially bullish and saying things about crypto in a positive manner, between the USA even being pro crypto in a way that they're going to regulate it and say, hey, this is here to stay and we're going to find a way to make things move forward in a good way to be able to allow people to participate. This is all mega bullish in my opinion for crypto. Combine that with the Bitcoin halving that we just had in April and the historic tendency that crypto does tend to have a major bull run after previous halvings, which now might actually end up being the case. I did think there was potential for a front run theory, but we have passed that stage, I think, and with all this bullish news, the trend is still bullish, and this could set us up for a lot higher and continuation of this bull market, maybe till the end of the year, maybe into 2025, just like previous bull market cycles. So with that all being said, let me take a look here at the weekly chart, because the charts always guide the way. No matter the fundamental news, all of that I just said, yes, it is fundamentally bullish, but I still like to follow the charts, and we follow the trend. The trend is our friend until the end. And right now the trend is still bullish. Okay, things are looking good here on the weekly. Bitcoin is just over $68,000. It is a stock market holiday. The stock market is closed Monday, May 27th. But that doesn't really matter too much. We've had two green weekly candle closes, as you can see here. And this pattern is still playing out. I expect bullish continuation. So we might see a bit of a pullback, maybe a bit of a liquidation hunt. I would like to see price stay above at the lowest 64,000, but maybe even 66,000. And I'm looking for continuation here to 74,000 and potentially a new leg higher to new all-time highs. Now, what is of course important is that in a couple of days later in this week, we are going to get the monthly close where we get the monthly candle for May. If that closes above 68, ideally $69,000, a previous cycle high. If we get a monthly close above that, things are looking very bullish, and I would expect continuation, potentially even in June onwards. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see. The next couple of days are important for that monthly close, but above 69,000 would be very, very good for the bulls. Now, what we have here is Ethereum, which is showing an incredible amount of strength. Obviously, as we had the ETFs approved, you can see a huge green weekly candle. Ethereum is back at almost $4,000 once again. And basically, this just looks very, very bullish. We had this pullback over April and May, and we shot up just based purely on the chart. That is something that is likely to have happened anyway. The ETF news was the catalyst, so that's probably all priced in some way. This is how we got it. So we basically got this kind of bull flag over here, and that played out in that way, broke out from it, and now we are targeting, in my opinion, the previous cycle highs, something that Bitcoin already reached, right? Previous cycle high for Bitcoin was $69,000. It already hit that. Previous cycle high for Ethereum is just over $4,800, and I think that's going to be next over here, and probably within the next couple of weeks, I would guess. Again, we have the monthly close in a couple of days. I would expect this to probably close around here, maybe higher, and then we probably just continue higher to previous cycle highs, 4,800, and probably higher than that. I would still guess somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000 for this cycle is still possible within Ethereum. And then, of course, the real fun starts once Ethereum starts to get to previous all-time highs. then we see the liquidity likely flow over into altcoins once again. Now, this year, this bull cycle so far, meme coins have been pumping. That has been the narrative. So last cycle, it was mostly NFTs. The cycle in 2017, it was mostly ICOs. This cycle, it's been mostly meme coins. But a lot of the older altcoins haven't really had crazy pumps, and the charts are still in their accumulation phases. So I would suspect that if we get continuation of this bull market, like I'm expecting here, like I'm explaining here, until the end of the year, maybe into 2025, at some point that liquidity is going to flow over into the other altcoins, which means that now is still a really, really good time to position yourself. If you haven't done so already, if you feel like you missed out, we may still get that other chance where things are still going to pump like crazy in the next 6 to 12 months, which would mean that there is still potential for 10x, 20x, maybe even 50x or more in these crypto markets. So in my opinion, you really want to be paying attention to crypto. You want to be researching, you want to be looking at charts, you want to be looking at coins, new narratives, because there is potential to make huge amounts of money if this bull market is going to continue higher. Like I suspect now is a decent chance based on everything that I've explained here. The Bitcoin ETFs approved, Ethereum ETFs approved, Donald Trump being super bullish, elections, USA being more open towards crypto. This is all looking very, very promising. There's also another thing, I don't want to go too deep into that in this video because it's already getting long, but the rate cut issue, where we were promised that we were going to get multiple rate cuts in 2024, where we have not yet had a single rate cut, and many people are talking about there might not even be a rate cut in 2024. That is really, really good news, because usually that first rate cut is a warning sign for a potential global market top. Okay, so we haven't had that yet, and the longer that is delayed, in my opinion, the more chance there is that we get this huge pump across risk assets, not even just crypto on its own, but crypto, the stock markets, precious metals, as we've seen already pump a little bit over the last several months. I think it all looks very, very promising for more upside. So pay attention. The charts look good. The trend is your friend until the end. The trend is now bullish, okay? It's still been bullish since January of 2023 on Bitcoin. It still remains so. And until that changes, until we get invalidation of this bullish trend on Bitcoin on the higher time frame, I will stay bullish, and I'm expecting higher and potentially a full-blown complete bull market cycle like we saw in 2021 and in 2017. So if you like this update, smash the like button, leave a comment down below with your thoughts. What do you think about this? Do you think we see continuation till the end of the year? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.